I spent 4 years building a multi-million-dollar tech company with a man I thought was my soulmate, only to realize on our 5th anniversary that I was actually married to a ghost. When I hired a private investigator to find out why he wouldn't let me meet his family in Texas, I didn't find another woman. I found a death certificate with my husband's name on it, dated 10 years ago. My name is Elena, and I met Julian in a coffee shop in New Orleans. He was charming, brilliant, and helped me turn my startup into a massive success. We lived in a beautiful historic home in the Garden District. The only weird thing, he never talked about his past. No childhood photos, no high school friends, nothing. He said his entire family passed away in a car accident. For our 5th anniversary, I wanted to surprise him by tracking down his family's old estate in Austin to restore it for him. I hired a high-end investigator, thinking I was doing something romantic. 2 days before our anniversary dinner, the investigator called me. His voice was shaking. He said, "Elena, the Julian you're married to doesn't exist. The real Julian died in a house fire in 2016. I have the dental records to prove it. If you found out the person sleeping next to you for 5 years was using a dead man's identity, would you confront them at home, or would you wait until you were in a public place with security nearby?" Drop your thoughts below, because what I discovered about his real identity is actually terrifying. I sat through our anniversary dinner at the fanciest restaurant in the city, looking at this man who I'd shared everything with. Every time he smiled, I felt sick. Who was he? Why did he need a dead man's social security number? I didn't call the police right away. I wanted to know where our company money was going. I checked our offshore business accounts and realized he had been slowly funneling millions into a trust fund in the Cayman Islands. But the beneficiary wasn't him. It was my own younger sister, Maya, who I hadn't spoken to in years. I didn't wait for him to explain. I invited Maya to the house the next morning, telling her there was a family emergency. When she walked in and saw Julian, she didn't look confused. She hugged him. That's when the mask fell off. Julian was actually her ex-boyfriend from college, a guy who had disappeared after a massive fraud case. They had planned this from the start. Maya knew I was the smart sister with the business ideas, so she sent him to find me, marry me, and drain my hard work into their retirement fund. But they forgot one thing. I'm the one who writes the code. While they were busy celebrating their win, I was busy transferring every cent of that trust fund into a charity for fraud victims and locking them out of every account they owned. As the feds pulled into our driveway, I handed him his own death certificate and whispered, "Since you're already dead on paper, I guess nobody will miss you where you're going." I walked out the back door and never looked back. New Orleans is a city of secrets, but this was one secret that finally stayed buried.